Mic testing. We'll be starting in 5 minutes.
Okay, good evening everyone. So today we have three speakers, Vartika, Jalak and Ashinee, and they have took part in this women specific or off campus opportunities. So they will be here sharing their experiences and how they got into these opportunities, how did they get it and how did they prep for it. So now you are in second or first year. So if you are in second year, this is the time you can start. The opportunities will be like in May this year. So you have to apply to this. And if you are in first year, you can start preparing for it from now onwards. So now Jalak.
Hello, good evening, guys. So, I am Jalak Kamdar. I'm from third year and I'm an AC student. So, Texas Instruments is one of the topmost hardware industries in the world, and it sells, manufactures over 80,000 products, including calculators, embedded and analog ICs, semiconductors, etc. In For India, we have a Bangalore office, and it started in 1985, which was 39 years ago. It is now the largest research and development center other than its headquarters, which is in Dallas. So the WISH program. WISH stands for Women in Semiconductors and Hardware. What is it? It is an initiative that was offered by Texas Instruments because they realized that the ratio of women in STEM in general is very, very low, and the number of women going into the semiconductor or hardware industry is not even half of those women who are going for STEM. So it is offering this mentorship program to encourage women from second year to explore this industry, because second year is when you all finally make this choice what you all want to do, right? So the eligibility, it is the second year students from bachelor's or first year master students or dual degree students are allowed to apply for this. And you should either be from an electronics background or electrical background, which in our college is EC and Triple E backgrounds. And you all should also have a minimum CGPA of 7. So last year they came when we were in fourth semester, when it was ongoing. So until the third semester, we were supposed to have a CGPA of minimum 7. When it is in the summer break, so the break that you'll have between the fourth and fifth uh, semesters, that time y'all usually between the end of May and beginning of July, that's the tentative time. They will ask you all for your preferred dates, and obviously we will also have our academic calendar, so you all can check and let them know. Mode. So the mode is hybrid. For the first 3 weeks, you all will have it online from 9 to 5. And then for the last week, they will call you at their TI office in Bangalore, and your accommodation and travel will be paid for. So, how do you all get selected for this program? First, last year we got the application in March, so we are expecting it to be in Feb or March this year as well. We were supposed to give our personal and educational details, the preferred timings for the program. We were supposed to upload our resume and reason for applying, which is basically a statement of purpose kind of thing, like why are you interested in hardware industry and how it will help you, how wish will help you for your future interests. So the first round is the profile-based shortlisting, which means that whatever details and that you have uploaded, your personal educational details and details in your resume, they will check if it meets the criteria, and make sure you all don't have a lot of projects, because that's not what they are expecting in your second year. Just make sure if you all have any, you don't lie, and it's something that you all know clearly about, because they value honesty and confidence. Second, after the shortlisting, you all will have an online aptitude test. There will be 2 slots, and you will have to choose your preferred slot. It's of 60 minutes, and it's very basic, whatever you all learned during your 11th, 12th physics and aptitude. Test format is 25 MCQs, and marking scheme is +1 -0.25. After this, they will again shortlist some people, and you all will now have an online discussion with one of the TI engineers who work there. And it's not, that's why we don't call it an interview, because you all just discuss about your hobbies, your interests. They can ask you technical questions as well. You can ask them questions about their job and about the company. And yeah, again, make sure that during the meet as well, you show enthusiasm, that you are actually interested in this, and be confident and honest. So, what exactly happened in those 4 weeks? First, you get a chance to interact closely with PI innovators. So every day at the end, we had 2 hours that we could talk to the women in TI, and they used to share their experiences and whatever interests, and those we were really motivated by it. Then opportunity to experience analog and digital engineering firsthand. So in the morning, we were given uh, they taught us some concepts, and they were asking us to simulate them and analyze them, so that we could, it also helps us understand, and we also uh, get that curiosity, and it was really fun. Third, learn about latest and greatest tech advancements and challenges that still need to be solved. So we were also asked to read up on research papers, and at the end we were asked to present them. So we learned about that, and we had a mentor. Everybody was assigned to a mentor, and they talked to, so we could ask them questions about it and know more about the industry. The final week, which is offline, the week-long experience of problem solving at TI. So there we had to, they gave us the actual hardware startup kit that they use for beginners. And we had to simulate circuits on it and then connect it to our laptops where we got the waveforms. It was pretty interesting. If you all go there, you all will realize how cool it is. And that actually was very overwhelming because it made sense of what we were doing. Most kind of an interesting thing about this is that you all get a direct access to intern at TI on the successful completion of mentorship program. So after the whole 4 weeks, each Friday, you all have kind of a test of whatever you learned during that week. And based on all of that and the way you all interact with your mentors, they kind of grade you in a way if they want to offer you a pre-internship offer. So if you get that, you don't need to sit for the internship season in your 5th semester. Yeah, so that is it for me. If you all have any doubts, you all can ask me on my email ID that was there on the first page. Thank you.
So, yeah. Hello, guys. So, I was a part of Uber C++ program 2023. So, to go in more detail, uh, next slide. So, what basically is Uber C++ program? It's basically an initiative taken by Uber in order to promote women in tech, and it is also open like from past few years. They have opened it for like physically disabled people also. So they want diversity in the workplace. So that's the reason they introduced the C++ program. Next slide. So this is the basic timeline that they follow. So application starts around Jan or Feb. Coding test, you'll be getting your links by Feb. And winners of the coding round will be asked to attend a flagship event in their very own Hyderabad office. So that happens in March usually. And next we have interviews that happen in April. And lastly, you get a Uberstar internship offer like once you clear all these particular processes. Next, next slide. So applications, so eligibility is female and physically disabled students. So second year students from fourth year BTech program and third year students from 5-year BTech program, they can participate in this. And it's open to 19 colleges of India, like even our college is one among that. And like rolled out in the month of Feb and all. Next slide. So coding test, like questions, you'll be getting 3. It varies though. So for our senior batches, it was 2 questions and if I'm not wrong, 45 minutes. So it varies every year. So the marks was like for a total of 700 marks and it was varying again among each and everything. So topics, they basically concentrate on arrays, stacks and dynamic programming. So I can say the questions difficulty level was like around medium, and one question, easy question, was very solvable. It was direct kind of lead code questions, I can say. So and their process of evaluation is like they don't care about the total marks that you got. They first mind about the approach that you have given to the questions, and they care about like how you solve the problem more. Next. So C++ event, like around 2.5K people had, 2,500 applications were there, and only 75 candidates were selected, and we had to attend a flagship event wherein it's like a get together for all the 75 selected candidates. So they asked us to come to Uber Hyderabad office. Logistics and all was taken care by them only. And what happens basically in this event, it is like a talk show wherein the Uber main leaders talk about how is the culture there and all, how, how is it good to work there and all. Next, we had some brainstorming activities, fun-filled sessions, and networking, like which is one of the most important aim of this program. And yes, goodies. So next slide. So these were like some of the goodies that we got for this year, 2020. Next. So interviews, coming to interviews, like after we attend the flagship event, it was scheduled like after 1 week, 10 days. So it was basic interview round only, I can say like more of like HR based. So in that HR based, like they ask HR kind of questions, it is like interlinked. So if you do a project in your resume, basically, yeah, resume round will be there. They start asking questions based on your projects that you have done. And with the projects, they link to a HR based question and they might ask. So in case, in my case, there was a project, like they asked me, how did you manage it? With your hectic schedule and all, what were the outcomes and all. In a HR perspective, where they took questions from the projects also. So next slide. So coming to Uber Star internship program. So after like clearing all these rounds, I was offered with Uber Star internship. Like 29 students among the 75 students were selected for this, and it was a 2-month internship from May to July. And after like a successful completion, like based on the performance, even students are offered with pre-internship offer also. So yeah, next again. So this was the work life, like my internship. I just wanted to share this slide. So that was my last day of the internship. So that's how they treated. It was too good to work there. Next. So announcement. So Uber C++ for this year applications have rolled out. So this is the link. I think they'll be start sharing the PPT. Every link is there in that. Next slide. So this is one of the like this is the blog about my Uber Star. For more info, you can just go to it and connect me on LinkedIn. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I am Vartika T. Rao. I'm a third year IT student and I'm going to give you a little info about Google STEP. So STEP is basically Student Training and Engineering Program. It's a 12-week program hosted by Google, which needs no introduction. And this 12-week program happens like in the months of May to June. So the eligibility for a STEP this year is that you need to be a batch of 2026. So basically, second year in a in a 4-year program, or a third year in a 5-year program. And then you have to have programming experience in any of these languages: C, C++, Java, JavaScript, or Python. And it's only open for students from historically underrepresented groups in tech. So in India, this program mostly focuses on women and PWD students. So this is basically the overview of the application process. You have the first step you need to follow is that you need to apply on the Google Careers portal, and it's already open. The link will be there in the in the upcoming slides. Then a resume screening happens. So we honestly can't tell what they see in your resume. We can just guess. And after that, most people don't have a phone interview screening, but some people do. And that is followed by 2 technical interviews, mostly DSA questions, and then finally a call from recruiter. So as I said, like you can't really pinpoint at what they actually look for. This is just what I guess they look at mostly. So the first thing you need to do is highlight your strengths. Highlight if you have a good GPA, like put that up in bold, and then if your class rank is good, put that up as well. And then if you have competitive profile ratings or ranks, open source projects, or any like even your course projects which are great, your any internship or prior experience that you've had, or any other achievements, even school achievements will do. Also, I've put up my resume, my resume that I applied with, and the resume I have right now in the speaker notes section. So once you get this PPT, you can just go through that if that will help. So preparing for interviews, you mostly, like the interviews, as I mentioned, there are 2 technical rounds. So they are only DSA questions. Now, what I've heard from other people is that the questions are not mostly on like tough data structures like graph as such. It's mostly just strings and hashing and like basic questions, but like a little tougher. And what generally happens is that they give you a question and then they ask you follow-up questions on the same particular question. So. Yeah, so you can look at major topics. If you want a guided pathway, you can always use a curated sheet or like Strivers or Barber or anything that's available. Also, in the speaker notes, there's a link for all the previous Google questions, Google interview questions. You can go through that as well. Also, competitive programming would be very helpful, though I wouldn't recommend starting it right now for your preparation for this one, for this internship, but you can start now for your, third year internship preparations as well. You can practice on HackerRank, LeetCode, interview bit. Also one thing that's very important is that they don't give you LeetCode kind of interface when you're when you're typing out your code. So you need to code everything from scratch, and it'll mostly be in a sort of text kind of interface, like no autofill, nothing. So maybe practice once or twice on that. Then time yourself on the questions. They don't give you a lot of, they do give you a time, but under pressure, it's always better if you've practiced when you've timed yourself before. And give mock interviews and focus on clean coding, write comments, etc. And then during the interview, the first thing you have to do is you analyze the question properly. And what they expect is that you ask for clarifications of the questions. They don't give you all the details at the very beginning. So for most questions, they don't tell you the constraints. And if you ask for constraints, it will help you solve it better. Like for example, let's say you have like a sorting question and you don't know that the numbers are only between 1 and 1,000. There are so many better ways to sort it in a quicker way if you knew the constraints. So always ask more questions, get everything clarified, and it's always better to understand the question thoroughly before you try to explain it, because sometimes what happens is that you think it's a different question and you go on about it for like a lot of time, and then that wastes time as well. So yeah, think out loud, very important. They'll guide you if you're going in a wrong direction. It's okay not to know anything. Always follow this order: brute force first, then mention the time complexity, and then optimize. Look at edge cases, and keep calm, and don't give up in between. Yeah, so the applications are open. You can scan the QR code to go to the application link, or you can just click that when it's sent to you. Yeah, that's it. Oh, the last date is 19th Jan. Don't keep it to the last moment, like start now. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Okay, so we are done with the talk. If you have any questions, you can ask. Even the people on the meet, if you have any questions, you can text in the chat box. Anyone here? You can even go to them after this talk and ask if there is any other doubt. Anyone on the stream if they have any doubt? Okay, so we are done with the talk. Thank you. Thank you for coming, and I hope this was helpful to you.